discussion or action regarding justice of the peace and Constable precinct redistricting. At this time, we'll look at additional information regarding the consequences of redistricting at this point. So, Herb Bristow, we want to speak to, and Kathy Van Wolf.
Good morning. I prepared a chart for you to look at what happens if you do redraw lines and make changes to the districts, and what the consequences are for the 2014 election and the 2016 election. And basically, it gives you the deadline. If you make changes before August the 22nd, then the districts that are, if you create new districts, which in turn might create a vacancy, then you would put those offices on the 2014 ballot, and the Republican and Democratic committees would appoint people to go on the ballot for November 2014.
I don't know if you caught that or not, but in Texas we have primary elections where the voters select candidates who appear on the November ballot. Not anymore, according to Ms. Van Wolf, the elections administrator in McLennan County. Now they're going to have those individuals selected by something called an executive committee.
And the Republican and Democratic committees would appoint people to go on the ballot for November 2014. If you wait until after August the 22nd, then the Commissioner's Court would appoint people to go on the 2016 ballot for an unexpired term, and then they'd go again on 2018. And I've given you a chart of that, emailed it to you yesterday.
But the bottom line is every plan seems to affect all the districts in some way or another. And from a pragmatic point of view, that calls for sort of a shake-up of all of the districts. And if you're going to obviously change, even subtle changes in some of those districts, then the legal consequences of that is that you're creating new districts, and the essence of that is that you abolish the old ones and start new.
There you have it. They're going to abolish all of the existing offices and start with new offices. And it's just a coincidence that all these new offices were created at a time when the offices cannot appear on the ballot. In fact, they're going to do it after the primary, where the voters chose who was going to appear on the November ballot.
The trend around the state has been that when you do these modifications to accommodate the changes in services and changes in population shifts, is that they typically the Commissioner's Court, which has the discretion to do so, will abolish the old offices, which creates the vacancy, and establish new offices. And that's sort of a term of art, is once the office obviously is abolished, and that office goes away, and then you go to the election code and follow that procedure to deal with the election of those offices. So the bottom line, I mean, it's within your discretion to do that. Obviously, you don't have to change, but if you're going to change voting precincts and line up the voting rights of those people to elect their people with the election code and the process that's in place, the natural effect is that you abolish the old ones and create new ones.
So wouldn't we need to know that we need to do that before the election? I mean, in other words, they would know what they're going to be running.
Well, check that out. It sounds like Commissioner Snell actually gets it. He says, do this before the election so people actually know what they're running for. What a simple concept.
Right, and I think the question that's on everybody's mind is what is the effect? And the problem is, and I sort of feel sorry for your elections administrator because she's being asked a hypothetical question and she has to make some assumptions in order to fit everything within the election code, because you're always going to have an ongoing election because you have these staggered offices, and the JP and constable precincts are the same. They're one precinct with two different offices for two different elections, so you're always going to have this issue.
This is very simply not true. If they did the changes during an odd number year, we don't have primary elections in odd numbered years. So you decide for yourself, is this a lie, an incompetence, or just propaganda? Had they voted to make the changes, just like Commissioner Snell said, before the filing period for the primary election, there wouldn't be a problem.
Election and runoff. I mean, it's mute. There's no. You're creating a vacancy. Primary election and runoff. I mean, it's mute. There's no. You're creating a vacancy.